And baby, I didn't like can't get along. Take it to your mama, baby. Payday, payday. I gotta take you to your mama, payday. Now that I'm riding in love, got no rabbit though. I hate to see that rabbit get away. Get away, get away. Oh, I hate to see that rabbit get away. Baby, I didn't like it. Can't get along with you. I take it to your mama, payday, payday, payday. Oh, I'm gonna take you to your mama, payday. Well, the hounds is on my track, the knapsack on my back. I gotta make it to my shanty for the day, for the day, for the day. Gotta make it to my shanty for the day. Good morning, y'all. Well, it's such a treat to be back here on this spiritually, the sanctuary stage down here in the amphitheater. And I've got some friends with me down from Chattanooga, Tennessee, where I've been living the last 4 years. And we're going to play some old music for you in the old time way. And first tune we're going to play is a song that was written by the Carter family. And the first family of country music. And the story behind this one, if you're not familiar with the Carter family, one of the last gigs that they had was a long-standing sort of seasonal job working for Zero Radio, which was on the Texas-Mexico border. And the reason they were down there is because the frequency of the radio station was able to travel way further than other radio stations at the time, so they could reach a huge audience. And while they were there, AP and Sarah had having troubles for a while, since AP Carter was going around and constantly trying to find songs. Sarah had an affair with his cousin, and the family was not okay with that. So that cousin got moved out to California, far away from where Sarah was able to reach him in Clinch Mountain. And they'd pretty much had it at this point, and on the air, Sarah dedicated this song to Coy, who's AP's cousin. People that also were listening were, Hank Williams, Johnny Cash, Norman Blake, excuse me. Coy heard her say that. She dedicated the song to him, and he drove 4 days to go see her, and they got married a couple days later. And that kind of broke AP Carter and essentially officially broke up the Carter family. And it's a beautiful song, despite the story. And it's called I'm Thinking Tonight in My Blue Eyes. That's if I can ever get in tune. Almost there, y'all. Humidity. All right, here we go. Would be better for us had we never in this wide wicked world never met. For the pleasures we both have seen together, I am sure love will never forget. But I'm thinking tonight of my blue eyes. We're sailing far over the sea. And I'm thinking tonight of my blue eyes. And I wonder if she ever thinks of me. And you told me Wednesday that you loved me, and you swore that you never would part. But a link in the chain now has been broken, and leaves me with a sad and aching heart. And I'm thinking tonight of my blue eyes. We're sailing far over the sea. Well, I'm thinking tonight of my blue eyes. And I wonder if she ever thinks of me. When that cold, cold grave shall enclose me, will you come, dear, shed just one tear? Well, and say to the strangers around you, if all the heart you have broken lies there. Well, I'm thinking tonight of my blue eyes, who is sailing far over the sea. Well, I'm thinking tonight of my blue eyes. Well, I wonder if she ever thinks of me. And I'm thinking tonight of my blue eyes, who is sailing far over the sea. When I'm thinking tonight of my blue eyes, but I wonder if she ever thinks of me. It's a heck of a thing to sing at 10 o'clock in the morning, y'all. This feels very foreign to all of us. Not that we would be sleeping, well, to some of us, true. Well, the next tune we're going to play for you is an old children's song that was sung around New Orleans. And during the 60s, beat poets would close out the nights, like in Greenwich Village, with all the famous folk clubs like Gertie's and Gaslight. And one night, this beat poet from New Orleans named Bob Kaufman brought these lyrics in this song to two folks, Dave Van Ronk and Len Chandler. And they made their own versions of the song. And Dave's became more popular, and we're going to do his version. It's called The Green Rocky Road.
Baltimore, there ain't no carpet on my floor. Grab your coat, won't you follow me? I know a man in Galilee. He's hollering green, green, rocky road. You're promenading green. Tell me who you love, tell me who you love. See that crow up in that sky? He don't walk, no, he just fly. He don't walk, no, he don't run. He keep flapping to the sun. Said he's hollering green, green, rocky road. You're promenading green. Well, tell me who you love, tell me who you love. Said won't you holler now, green, green, rocky road. You're promenading green. Tell me who you love, tell me who you love. Now little Miss Jane, you run into a wall. Don't you stumble, don't you fall. Don't you think, no, don't you shout. When I sing, come running up. Say won't you holler now, green, green, rocky road. You're promenading green. Well, tell me who you love, tell me who you love. Yeah, won't you holler now, green, green, rocky road. You're promenading green. Well, tell me who you love, tell me who you love. Soda cracker, does your mama chew tobacco? If your mama chews tobacco, hookah soda cracker. Say won't you holler now, green, green, rocky road. You're promenading green. Well, tell me who you love, tell me who you love. Say won't you holler now, green, green, rocky road. You're promenading green. Tell me who you love, tell me who you love. Tell me who you love, tell me who you love. Tell me who you love, tell me who you love. Well, it's just an absolute treat to be here. Like I said yesterday, I kind of grew up here as a musician, living in Jacksonville for a long time, and coming here opened up all sorts of doorways for me musically, and led me to play old songs like we're playing today for you, and especially this one. And you know, even had my wedding party here, and really special to be back here every single time. So really huge thanks to Beth, Judy, and the entire staff that put this on. They do such an amazing job, and every year it gets better and better. We're going to do a song that was discovered in a prison in the 1930s by a fellow named Leadbelly. He didn't write this tune, but as many folk songs go, the author is not known, and it's a beautiful tune. Called Irene, or Goodnight Irene, depending on who you are. And we're going to do it as Irene. All that time and I forgot to tune back. Come on now. All right. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams. Last Saturday night, I got married. Me and my wife settled down. Now me and my wife, we have parted. I'm gonna take another stroll downtown. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams. Sometimes I live in the country, sometimes I live in town, sometimes I take a great notion to jump in the river and drown. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams. Stop the rambling, stop the gambling, stop staying out late at night. Go home to your wife and your family. You just stay by the fireside, right? Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams.
I'd love to introduce these beautiful people to you. This is Miss Emma DeBose over here on the fiddle and harmonies. To my right is Miss Jade Watts on upright bass. And to her right is Mr. Cody Ray on lap, steel, and guitar. And like I said, we all currently live in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And this is the first time I've gotten to bring them down here. And this next tune we're going to do for you is an Elizabeth Cotten song. And if you don't know who Elizabeth was, I highly suggest looking her up. In short, she was an incredibly influential Piedmont blues guitarist that was discovered during the 60s by Mike Seeger and the Seeger family. And she went on to win a Grammy at 90 years old. And we wouldn't have John Prine, we wouldn't have Townes Van Zandt, or at least their guitar playing. And Dave Van Ronk and several other guitarists without the work of Elizabeth Cotten. This tune of hers is probably her most well-known. She wrote this when she was just 12 years old, and it's called Freight Train.
Freight train, we run so fast. Freight train, oh you run so fast. Please don't tell what train that I'm on. They won't know which route that I've gone. When I'm dead and I'm in my grave, no more good times here I crave. Place those stones in my head and my feet. Tell them all that I've gone to sleep. Won't you bury me deep down at the end of Old Chestnut Street, so I can hear that on train number 9 she rolls on by. Now when I die, won't you bury me deep down at the end of Old Chestnut Street. Place those stones in my head and my feet. Tell them all I'm gone to sleep. Freight train, don't you run so fast. Freight train, don't you run so fast. Please don't tell what train that I'm on, and they won't know which route that I've gone. They won't know which route that I've gone. They won't know which route that I've gone.
Thank you so much, folks. We're going to do another tune that was preserved by the Carter family. And after Mabel Carter did the version she did on this tune in 1928, it sort of became a template for other guitarists, just like Wildwood Flower and so many other songs that they put out in the world. And this song is made of different versions of lyrics that are kind of found in several different other folk songs. They're called floating verses, where you kind of, over time in the oral tradition, people just couldn't remember lyrics, so they would just take lyrics from other songs and paste it into something that felt familiar to them. And over time, those versions became popular enough to stick around. And if you're in Clinch Mountain, Tennessee or Virginia, that area, this song was called the East Virginia Blues. But if you were over in the Ozarks, it was called Greenback Dollar. Just the amazing journey of folk songs and how to, take on different titles, different melodies, and this one's a good one called the East Virginia Blues.
East Virginia, North Carolina, I didn't go. There I spied a fair young man, and her name I did not know. And her hair was dark and curly, and her cheeks from rosy red. And upon her breast she wore white lilies, where I longed to lay my head. Molly D, go ask your mother if you my bride might ever be. And if she says no, then come back and tell me, and I'll run away with thee. No, I'll not go ask my mother where she lies on a bed of ribs. In her head she holds a dare, she'll kill a man I love best. I don't want your greenback dove, I don't want your watch and chain. All I want is you, my daughter. Just say you'll take me back again. I'd rather be in some dark heart where that sun refused to shine than for you in another man's job, and to know you'll never be mine.
Thank you so much, y'all. Well, the next tune we're going to play for you is by far the oldest tune that we'll play. Notes of this song go back to the 1601 and potentially even earlier than that. And it's about this fella named William who's on his deathbed, and his last dying wish is to find the woman that he loves and tell her, and so that she can be by his side when he goes. And so he sends his servant to go find her, and she's not really thrilled at the prospect of going there because she doesn't really like this guy. And the reason she doesn't like him is a part of some weird social dynamics at the time. They were both at a tavern at the same time, and the fellow, William, cheers a group of women that didn't include her. So in turn, he slighted her, and they could never be together. And when he died, she started hearing death bell tolls in her head. And it made her go mad to the point where she eventually passed away from this mental grief that she couldn't overcome. And the romanticized version is that they were buried in a churchyard side by side, and above his grave grew a rose, and above her grave grew a briar, and eventually they twisted together to form the true lover's knot. That's not really what happened, but folk songs tend to exaggerate things to be a little bit more digestible and more palatable, I think. But it's the most well-known song from England, well-known folk song, the most recorded folk song from England especially. This version is called Barbary Allen, and it's our own arrangement, and it goes like this.
'Twas in the merry month of May, when the flowers were blooming, sweet William on his deathbed lay, for the love of Barbary Allen. So he sends his servant to the town, to the place where she was dwelling, saying, you must come to my master dear, if your name be Baumgarten. Slowly, slowly she got up, slowly came beside him, and all she said when she got there, young man, I think you're dying. So he turned his face to the wall. Death was coming for him. Goodbye, goodbye to my friends and all. Be good to Baumgarten. So when he died and was laid in the grave, she heard those death bells calling, and every stroke to her it said, why, oh why, Baumgarten? Mother, mother, go dig my grave and make it long and narrow. Sweet William died of love for me, I will die of sorrow. He was buried in the old churchyard. Soon she was laid beside him, but sweet William, there grows out of hers a bride. Grew in the old churchyard till they could grow no higher. Then they formed a true lover's knot, the rose around the fire.
Like I said, y'all, singing at 10 a.m. Good God. We're getting there, though. Cheers with your coffees and potentially your hair of the dogs.
Nick, I will point out that you're the one who put "Good Night, Irene" and "Thinking Tonight" on the set list.
Did it to myself.
You also put Sunny Side.
That's true. I'll get that one away.
You do
Yeah.
in spoilers.
This is an old tune that was written by Harry McClintock, and I was reminded of it when I saw the movie "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?", which was, as you know, an extremely influential movie for this new, the last 20 years, this folk revival we've been in the 21st century. And Burl Ives did a version that sort of made it a little bit more kid-friendly, as you could say, because the original version is not as kid-friendly as you would think. There's still some stuff in here that doesn't fly today, I think, but it's a gorgeous song, one of our favorites, Big Rock Candy Mountains.
sun went down and the jungle fire was burning. Down the track came a hobo hiking. When he said, boys, I'm not turning. I'm headed for a land that's far away, beside the crystal fountains. So you come with me and go and see the big rock candy mountains. In the big rock candy mountains, there's a land that's fair and bright, where the handouts grow on bushes. You can sleep out every night. Boxcars all are empty, the sun shines every day on the birds and bees and the cigarette trees and the lemonade springs where the bluebird sings in the big rock candy mountains. In the big rock candy mountains, the jails are made of tin. You can walk right out again just as soon as you are in. There ain't no shoulder shovels, no axes or picks. I'm gonna stay where they sleep all day, where they hung the jerk that invented work in the big rock candy mountains. In the big rock candy mountains, all the cops have wooden legs, and the bulldogs all have rubber teeth where the hens lay soft-boiled eggs. The farmers' trees are full of fruit, the barns are full of hay, and I'm bound to go where there ain't no snow, where there ain't no fall, and the wind don't blow in the big rock candy mountains. In the big rock candy mountains, you never change your socks. The little streams of alcohol, they come trickling down the rocks. Brakemen have to tip their hats 'cause the railroad boys are blind. There's a liquor stew and a whiskey too. You could paddle on out in a big canoe in the big rock candy mountains. And I'll see you all this coming fall in the big rock candy mountain.
I got a little tickled when you said that socks line.
Sheesh.
Lordy, Lord, Lord. Well, let's hear, this one's a sing-along as well. Again, another song I was reminded of how amazing it was from seeing the movie Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? We're gonna do this one in the key of F for anybody that wants to sing along.
Well, there's a dark in the troubled side of life. There's a bright and a sunny side too. If you meet with the darkness in stride. Well, that sunny side we also made you. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help us every day, and it will brighten all the way if we'll keep on the sunny side of life. And its fury broke today, crushing hopes we cherish so dear. Clouds and storms will in time pass away. The sun again will shine bright and clear. And I'll keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help us every day, it will brighten all the way if we'll keep on the sunny side of life. Let us greet with a song of hope each day. Though the moment be cloudy or fair, let us trust in the earth always. Will keep us everyone in her care. And I'll keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help us every day, and it will brighten all the way if we'll keep on the sunny side of life. And I'll keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help us every day, and it will brighten all the way if we'll keep on the sunny side of life. If we'll keep on the sunny side of life. If we'll keep on the sunny side of life.
We got a treat for y'all. We're going to try something very brand new for us. We're going to do an old time tune and take that into a Grateful Dead song. Because that's a natural progression of things, if you didn't know. The Grateful Dead and Jerry and all those folks really were into traditional music. And, you know, as you probably know, Jerry was a fantastic Scruggs-style banjoist for a long time. And the first iteration of the Grateful Dead was actually a jug band. And we're going to do a tune called June Apple, and I've only heard a couple, or found a couple versions of this tune, of this old-time tune that have lyrics, and we're going to do a Tommy Jarrell style, but we're also going to, we've rearranged it to our own taste, as one does in folk music. So this will be June Apple into a mystery song that you'll probably recognize.
Wish I was. Wish I was in June apple hanging on a tree. Every time I true and pass, she take a little bite of me. Wish I was a June apple hanging on a tree. somebody be. I'm gonna hear my woman sing. Going past the mountain, I'm going in and swing. When I get to the other side, I'm gonna hear my woman sing. That guy was mine. Don't you hear that banjo sing? I wish that guy was mine. Don't you hear the banjo sing? I wish that guy was mine. Don't you hear that banjo sing? I wish that guy was mine. When he's standing there for get out of the door. You're playing good music on the bottom floor, drowning your laughter away, dead to the core. Dragging with matches, loose on the town. Takes a whole pan of water just to cool him down. We'll fire on the mountain. Fire on the mountain. We said fire on the mountain. Fire on the mountain. Almost ablaze till you don't feel the heat. Takes all you got just to stay on the beat. Say it's a leaving, we all gotta eat. You're here alone, there's no one to compete. If mercy's a business, wish it for you. 'Cause you're more than just ashes when your dreams come true. We'll fire on the mountain. Fire on the mountain. Oh, we said fire on the mountain. Fire slow motion and a dash for the door. The flame from your stage is now spread to the floor. You gave all you had, or you wanna give more. 'Cause the more that you give, the more they will take. To the thin line beyond which you really can't fake. No fire, fire on the mountain. Fire, fire on the mountain. We set fire, fire on the mountain. Fire, fire on the mountain. Well, fire, fire on the mountain. Fire, fire on the mountain. We set fire, fire on the mountain. Oh, fire, fire on the mountain.
We got time for one more, y'all. It's been such a treat. We got another set on Sunday in the dance tent at 1 o'clock, an entirely different set, so please come and join us then. This last tune, when I was learning it, I couldn't help but notice that nearly every murder ballad that I know of involved a woman being killed. And I thought, in today's world, that's not really too fair, now is it? But all these old songs have such beautiful melodies, they shouldn't just be shunned and put to the side and never played again. They should just be amended. So I just tweaked a couple words of this tune, and so the man is killed this time.
Yeah,
Right?
that's right.
It's the very least I can do.
Down with the man.
And in this time period, it's another situation of weird social dynamics where if a man, especially in middle classes, this took place in Ohio, and if a man proposed to a woman and she said no, that man had a very hard time finding another prospect in a wife. So they did very irrational things, like throwing their wife, or their could-be wife, into the river to let them drown. So you'll have to listen in to see why this happens, but the man is thrown in the river instead. It's called The Banks of the Ohio.
Ask my love to take a walk, just this short ways with me. As we walked, we would talk all about our wedding day. Darling, say you'll be mine, and I hope we'll happy be down beside when the waters flow on the banks of the Ohio. Took me by her pretty white hand, walked along the banks of sand. She pushed me down where I would drown, watched her as I floated down. Darling, say you'll be mine, and I hope we'll happy side where the waters flow, on the banks of the Ohio. She went home about 12:01, thinking, Lord, what have I done? I killed my man, well, what indeed? Because he hid all his money from me. Darling, say you'll be mine, and I won't be happy be down the side where the waters flow, on the banks of the Ohio. Darling, say you'll be mine, and I won't be happy be down the side where the waters flow, on the banks of the Ohio. On the banks of the Ohio. Thank you all so much. We hope we've started your day off on the right foot. Enjoy the rest of it. We got the rest of the day to play now and hang out. But well, come find us on Sunday and just have a wonderful time. And please say hello if you see us. And there's merchandise in the tent over there. All that goes to fund baby diapers, believe it or not. Y'all have a good one. Cheers.